Let's also talk about shares of Carvana this morning. They are heading downhill after JPMorgan downgraded the stock to underweight from neutral, saying the company's valuations have disconnected materially from its fundamentals. You're taking a look at shares of Carvana down by about 4.5%. This has been an interesting kind of part of the market that we've been tracking, especially as economists have looked through some of the inflation data as well and looked back towards where the health of the consumer is and where some of the refinancing for even some of the car loans out there might roll over in this near term, whether they be new or used. And Carvana is certainly playing in that used vehicle landscape.
Yeah, Carvana has some specific issues as well, right, in terms of its balance sheet. This is a stock that going into today was up for 4 straight sessions and gained 60% in that period of time. It's up 720% on the year going into today's session. And so a lot of this has to do with valuation. The analysts here who making this call over at JPMorgan, Raja Gupta leading the team there, saying valuation has once again disconnected materially from fundamentals. Basically, it has gotten ahead of itself, according to these analysts. And the analysts say the company has made some progress here. They've cut down some costs. We've seen, yes, used car pricing has come down, but it has been, in the words of these analysts, resilient, and the company has slowed its cash burn. However, they still think they're going to need perhaps to raise some cash. The analysts saying Carvana should consider an equity raise here, and they should have considered it when we would see when the shares were lower than they are right now, about $10, $13 lower than where they are now.
Yeah, and tossing some spikes in the road with regard to the overall model that Carvana has as well, saying that we do not necessarily see the company's business model as highly superior or disruptive to the market at this state, despite having well-capitalized brick-and-mortar dealers. They also see that as those other brick and mortar dealers that are out there having the ability to find ways to grow, generate solid returns in an increasingly competitive environment. And so that for Carvana's business model, getting some cold water from JPMorgan here this morning, which was the Yahoo Finance 2022 worst performing company of the year last year. So we'll see if the bounce back continues for them.